I dodged a bullet tonight, man. Definitely dodged a bullet tonight. I made about $100, but I'm very upset at myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act, because when I lose, I get down on myself. When I have a good win, I celebrate. But when I have a whack win, I mean, I appreciate the profit, but I can't act like I stuck to my process, and that's the reason why I won. So if it's not a win based on my theories and my practice and how I know the right thing to do is, I'm not going to sit here, perpetrate a front like I just did something special. What I did tonight was dodge a bullet, and I'm going to get into that a little bit. But congratulations to the crew, man. Congrats to my boy Gabe Santana most of all, because that man right there is a true DFSer, man. He's been on my back all day like, yo, bro, you got 2 10K players in your lineup. That's not you. You could keep the chart, but balance that out a little bit. AD, his elbow's a little sore. He's just coming back from an injury. Throw Mirotic in there and get some Randle or throw some Kuzma or something. Just balance it. I'm like, nah, man, it's some good values. Men chalk is what I like. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He's like, yo, you're going to be a Taurus. You're going to be hard-headed. But I'm telling you, man, just balance out one of those 10K players and you're going to be good. And he was telling me this as chalk, like Jabari Parker. Jabari Parker had already failed and Vonleh had already took me ahead of the group. So he's like, listen, man, you're going to have a good night if you listen to me. Your line is going to be great. Just take one. And I'm just being stubborn. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I don't change my lineup. And if I listened to that man, I'd have been my man Gabe Santana dropped a 320 today. Congrats to that man. He's on top. I'm in the same contest with him. I'm seeing him on top. I'm like, damn, this man, he good. He know what he's doing. And that's why he part of my crew. We bounce ideas off each other. We got similar concepts. We sit down and talk this stuff every day, all day, and we try to win. But I'm not going to sit here and act like this was a very good win for me because I'm not that thrilled by it. I'll be honest. I'm not 100% thrilled by it at all. I made 2 lineups. They both won. This one, I didn't put no money on it. I just wanted to save it in a free entry just to see how it would have did. And Mirotic and Drew did it. I mean, the Okobo kid, not bad. 7 times value. Whoop-de-whoop. Boo. But if I could do it all over again, I'll just stay away just because of how popular he was, man. Look at Dennis Smith Jr. He failed. I want to go into one of these contests real quick and just look at some of the chalk and see where people went wrong. I know where I went wrong, man. I messed up. I should have never touched these min-price players. I should have had 2. I made a stars and scrub lineup. And that's not my style. I like balance. And if I'm going to pay up, I'm going to balance the rest of my lineup. But a lot of news influence. I'm not going to lie. Noah Vonleh single-handedly took me to the money. All right. And a late push by Jarrett Allen because he was slumping. So a late push by Jarrett Allen and Noah Vonleh is the reason why I cashed. And you know what? Those are probably my 2 lowest owned players outside of AD. That's a fact. That's my lowest owned players took me to the finish line. And I'm happy that I'm starting to see this. Even when I win or when I lose, I'm happy that I'm starting to see this because it's just going to help my process. And it's going to help the advice that I give you guys. And you guys are going to see results from it. You know what I mean? So we're going to break down tomorrow's slate. Before I do that, though, I just want to see all these popular plays. Let me see what's going on here. A lot of failures, man. A lot of failures. Derrick Rose, though. Shout out to Derrick Rose with that 70 bomb. It's going to be hard for me to see the failure based on this because these are all winners that probably didn't touch any of those failing players. But definitely was a good night, man. Let me see what YouTube got going on before I do my breakdown, man. I love you guys, man. I like the fact that we could sit down and talk about some DFS and get to that money. Hope you hit the lock button on D-Rose. Oh, for sure. I know D-Rose was going to be pretty popular. But and what happened to that Tyus? I got a 0 in my lineup and still made it to 300. That's crazy. What's up with Tyus Jones, though, man? My man Tyus Jones with the 802 ruled out. Yo, I was cracking up. Normally I get pissed off, but I was cracking up. I read that Tyus Jones was out. It was like, what's new? I'm just happy that he was like 80% on in all my cash games, like my triple ups, my quintuple ups, and all that. So it really didn't affect me too much. But damn, wow. Need to know why you came off Jordan, because wish I did. Oh, he was too popular. He was too flipping 8K chalk. Nah, I had to run from that. You know me. I believe in the curse of the chalk, baby. When I see a player getting so popular, I'm looking for the contrarian pick, somebody in that same price range who could take me to that same number. So that way, even if he does go off, I still got a good, valid contrarian play to that. You know what I mean? And if he don't go off and my other guy go off, so much the better. Half of the ship done sunk. So I had to get off DJ when I was looking at videos and blogs and I seen him on everybody's hit list. I'm like, nah. This is not. Same thing for Drummond. I was big on Drummond, but then he's 9K in chalk. I'm like, I can't do this. Drummond killed it. But am I upset at that? No, Drummond is my dogs. I go to Drummond a lot. I like to play him, but he was a little bit too popular. And if you know me, I don't really like popular plays on big slates. Small slates, maybe, but on a big slate, there are too many options for me to be chasing, but the rest of the internet is chasing. So when I see that, it's cause for alarm. I just want to go and change my line up a little bit because I don't like those popular plays. They never, ever work out. Never. He says, yo, I'm in the money tonight, bro. D-Rose or Kobo. Draymond had a big game. And my man Gabe, last night, he said, yo, that's the first person I locked into my lineup. He said, fast-paced game, that's him. He said, everybody else ate. It's his turn. He had all the reasons, and he was right, man. Durant, Eton Moore, Jordan, Doncic, Smith Jr. was good for 293. Congratulations, Mr. Dwayne. Jordan says, my cash lineup hit 370 and my GPP hit 260. And I'm so sad I didn't stay on my cash. Yeah, it be like that, man. You needed a big score tonight. Wasn't as big as I wanted, but, I mean, once I hit my quintuple up, triple up, I'm good. I made a little $100 profit. That's not bad. If a majority of your lineup was 8 p.m. games, then you lost tonight. Needed y'all. Nah, I can't say that because somebody in my inbox hit me up with a turbo lineup that was like 370. So you could have had a nice 370 turbo. He said, congrats on the green light. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate it. That late push by Doncic and Jordan did it for me. Congrats. Shaking my head was a huge bust for me, though. Sorry, Sway. Sorry. Adams, what's good, man? What's good? At Dwayne, I hit 300 before this. Yeah, the late game. I guess he's on the West Coast. But yeah, a lot of people that stacked those turbo games, them early games, they did well because it was a lot of high score. It was a high scoring night throughout. I'm surprised 293 hitting the quintuple up. I'm just grateful for that. Not gonna lie. My Twitter is booming right now. I mean, but again, I'm not sitting here like I'm satisfied. You know, I'm gonna look at my lineup. Okobo, Minchak, he got his value. Drew, KD could have did better for 10K. Noah Vonleh took me to the money. All right. Derrick Rose, historic night, 50. Never did that. AD, his elbow still hurt, whatever. And Tyus Jones, we all know what happened there. So let's get into tomorrow's slate. I'm sick of making these long, drawn-out videos. But I'm just happy to see that what I believe in is the right thing. Even though I say it every night, I go back to the same internet funanana, whatever they talking, but it's just more motivation to just trust my instinct, go with my guts, all right? Cleveland versus Denver. Let's get right into it. Denver almost took an L today to Chicago. That's sad. That's why I say I never predict blowouts. Certain teams I stay away from, like I said, if a team is playing the Bulls, I'm staying away from that game. I stayed away from that game, and I still won. Some people played that game. And Jabari Parker, hold on. Before I break down this slate, could y'all tell me, could somebody in this chat real quick tell me who played Jabari Parker and why? I mean, why? Why would you play I told you, the guy, I watch these games, and I try to tell you how he's overweight. He's slow out there. He can't really shoot. And he's playing the Denver Nuggets, who has two big men inside that's not giving up points. I mean, the Carter Jr. guy had a good time in the paint, so I'm not gonna say that Denver protected the paint, but Jabari Parker though, I don't know. I really did not get that move. I didn't understand it, but I was so happy when I saw him in all the blogs and everybody kept inboxing me. What do you feel about Jabari tonight? And I'm like, yo, please fade Jabari tonight. Don't do it. I don't know where you're getting this from. Just don't play it. That's why I kept telling everybody, don't play it. Everybody that asked me for advice know that I told them still. I don't get it, but whatever. Listen, when you make your lineup, no matter what spot a player is in, like Okobo, for example, after I saw that Kanan was going to be ruled out, I went on YouTube and watched videos when I came off my live show to make sure Okobo had skills, that he's in shape and he's moving good and he could shoot and whatever. I had to know his game before I put my money on him. All right. So no matter what position a player is in, if he's a bum and he's not athletic and he's not in shape and all that, and you see that he's struggling, try to avoid that man. Trust me. Try to avoid that man because I just didn't get that Jabari move. But enough of that rant. Let's get into it. Cleveland, I'm not interested. I'm not even interested in this game on both sides, to be honest. George Hill, I think he just had a big game, didn't he? Yeah, he went off for 26. He's not known for his offense. He's known for his defense. Playing Denver coming off of a back-to-back, should be some tired legs. They should do well, but I'm just not interested in these guys. But for breakdown's sake, if I would to go to anyone on this team, it'll probably be some Osman. Osman, he back in the 30s again after he had a couple games of slumping. Maybe the new coach is going to be looking at him more. He put up 20 points. I guess you could consider some Osman. I'm not going to go there, but I do think he's in a good spot. I like that his price has came down a little bit. He's a starter. He's one of the guys that's going to take the most shots on this team. He's playing the team coming off a back-to-back. He should be in a good spot. So if you got it in you, you're making 150 lineups, you're trying to take something down, consider some Seti Osman, all right? Kevin Love is out, so Larry Nance is in consideration. But again, I don't like to play bigs against Denver. And he just had a bad game, so people are going to be off him. So if you feel like he's sneaky and he's going to get the minutes, go for it. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in that. Trish Thompson just went off. He had a big game. I think he had like 30. Last game out, people might see that and think that it's a good play. He had 40. He dropped a 40 bomb. Good for him. He had 4 steals. That's not like him. So you might as well take away 8 from that instead. 30s, 13 rebounds. I mean, with no Love, he may be able to do that again tomorrow. But I'm not going to bank on it. I'm not willing to go there. I'm just not interested in anybody on the Cleveland side. On the Denver side, we know that George Hill starts and he plays defense. So I would be very careful with Jamal Murray tomorrow for 7K. Definitely not going there. I would say avoid that situation. Gary Harris, I like more. But 7K is pretty expensive for him. So I would say no. Trey Lyles hit 6 times today. On a back-to-back, you probably get a little more run. You could consider some of him. And I would say Plumlee. Plumlee had a good game today. He's getting minutes for the min price. He's in the teens, the upper teens. Some game, he already got into the 20s. And we know that Cleveland is soft down there. So for one, if this game gets into a blowout, he'll get more run, and that'll help you. And even if it doesn't, coming off the bench, getting his little 15, 20 minutes, he should help you. And the 10K Jokic, I'm not interested in that. So I'll just fade that game altogether, keep it pushing. Charlotte versus OKC. Let's see. Kemba Walker for 9K. I'm not interested in that right now. We know that Westbrook is not really known for his defense that much, but Thunder plays pretty good team defense. They have been struggling this year. That's my team, my away from home team. You know, Nets is my squad, and my away from home squad is Thunder. Kemba, I mean, if you buying that his usage rate is 40%, and I mean, every night is a good night the way that he's been handling the ball. But when they played Miami, I seen that they were getting Tony Parker more involved. I think he had a big game. He went off for like 42 points, 11 assists. He played 25 minutes in what was a close game. So you might want to chill off Kemba. His usage might be due for a little regression. I'm not Kemba tomorrow. Nick Batum just had a big game for me yesterday. I don't think I'm going back there, though. I'm not going to chase it against OKC. I'm just not interested in that. Jeremy Lamb. If anything, I do like Kid Gilchrist, but he is up and down. He can kill you. He'll get you 25 and 30, make you happy, or he'll get you 16 and 12 and make you sad. Do you want to roll the dice on that tomorrow, especially with Paul George around there? I would say use a little bit of caution with that. And then Zella and Hernan Gomez, these guys, I'll just chill. Let's check out OKC, see what they working with. Westbrook for 10K, I like it. I guess Kemba could be a little bit decent. I'm just going to look up his game log and see what's his history. Westbrook game log. I just want to see how he does against them if Kemba historically is able to contain him, because I do have a little bit of interest on Westbrook. I normally don't like to pay up, but Westbrook is the dogs. Westbrook is the dogs. He's someone that I like to pick, and I don't miss you. So he had 30 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. The rebounds may have been Dwight Howard factor, because Dwight Howard was playing for them last year, so that may have affected the rebounds. And then another game, he had 25 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds. He played them twice. I think they played. Oh, in this game, he had 30 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. So, for 10K, I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush to throw him in my lineup. He'll be someone that if I go through the slate and I got that type of money, if I see enough value, then I'll go there. But 11K is just not, it's never a must, because 6 times 11K is 66. So even if he gets 60, 55, most people will be happy with it. Rightfully so. But price per production is something that I take very serious in DFS. So unless I could comfortably fit Westbrook, I'm not going to force it. All right. No bench players for 5K, so Dennis Schroeder got eliminated. Paul George for 9K, that's a little bit high. I mean, again, I'm looking for 50s. He just dropped a 50 bomb, but 40 seems to be his place of residence. I'm not in a rush to go chase that last game. So I think this is another game where I might just stay away from. Steven Adams for 7K is a little bit high. I mean, he just had another 40-point game. He's had about 3 of them so far. I'm not really too intrigued by that. It's not a game that I feel like I need to mess with tomorrow. Let's look at Jeremy Grant. He's been getting some starts, but I'm just not too impressed with his game. I don't feel like I need to go there. Him and his brothers and them, they're bums to me. I don't really look 21, 22 for 4K. I like the 24, but I want some upside too, and I don't think he got the upside that I'm looking for. So I'll probably stay away from these first 2 games, to be honest. Let's check out some YouTubes. Oh, stat corrections is messing up. Let me see what's going on. Oh, all right, it's not messing me up. Just make sure I'm still good. But in my games, I got a good margin. I was like the next person behind me was like 5-6 points. So I don't think stat correction would mess with me tonight. I would consider Sexton. Go for it. I'm not into that. I'm not messing with no more rookies unless I really love them. These guys coming from college to the NBA, some of them are not ready yet. And that's why Sexton probably coming off the bench. And he's very undersized. And I think he needs a little bit more run. I mean, the number's been there up and down or whatever, but as a player, I'm just not too confident to put my USD on Sexton right now. So regardless of how the new coach feel, I don't think I'm ready to go there. Never Larry Nance again for me. Yeah, I'm gonna chill from that. He just doesn't get time. I don't even get why. Always taking points and money from me. I hear that, Jordan. I don't trust it. He always looks like the best rebounder they have. I'm locking in Lillard 100%. I gotta see. I think fading teams with too many people in the rotation is my new rule. Lakers, Clippers, Cavs. Yeah, I can't play Lakers until their prices go down, and that's what I pretty much said, man. These some of them, their prices got inflated. Kuzma had a big game, but I don't know. Between Westbrook and Lillard, for me, I don't know. I got to break it down. Hustle, Flatbook is number one in NBA points per possession. Yeah, but his price, I don't think I got to lock him in. Like I said, I do want to play him, but I got to make sure it's a comfortable play. I'm not ready to just lock him in. I don't think it's a lock. I can see Kemba going off. Yeah, go for it. Kemba could be motivated. Okay. Westbrook is not rebounding like he was. Yes, he is. He started off the season. But yeah. He started off the season with like 15 and rebound one game, 12 the other game. He just had a couple games where he realized that's not working for my team. Let me try something else. So he stopped crashing the boards and getting back on defense. Maybe that's what he's been doing. That's what he should do. Instead of fiending for a rebound, just get back on defense real quick. So I'm thinking that's what's going on, but who knows? Maybe some Trae Young, not for me. Nah, I'm not into that. I had 280 with Bullock out. I don't know if 280 did it tonight. It was some high-scoring night. Dropped the 347 today, cashed on all double-ups lineups. Didn't play any GPPs, though. Yeah, I always throw it in the GPP. It's going to be that one night where I take something down. It's going to be that one night when I just take something down. So I always got it. I'm not big GPP guys. I'm a double up, triple up, quintuple up, 10-time booster kind of guy. Because those, I'm happy. If I bet a little $100 and I come out with $300-400, I'm good. I put $12 in a flipping GPP. I get a good lineup. I end up with $25. Or I put $10 in a 10-times booster. That same lineup might take me to $100. You understand? So that's why I like those kind of games, man. Let's keep it going. Philly versus Clippers. All right. Ben Simmons, 9,600. I think it's a safe play, to be honest. I normally don't like to attack Clippers with guards, but Ben Simmons is a different specimen of point guard because he's taller and bigger than all these guys. He's going to get you rebounds. He's going to get you assists. He's going to get you points. He's going to get you all those. And that's the type of guy that I look for. But 9.6 is a little bit closer to 10K, which means I need about 60 from him, upper 50s, which he showed 51, 2, 3, 4 times. So more times than not, he'll get you there. Again, I got to be able to do it comfortably. One thing about the Clippers, they don't have a rebounding presence. So that's what attracts me to Ben Simmons tonight. There's no center in the paint that's boxing nobody out. So him and Embiid should feast tomorrow. I could see that happening for sure. Markelle Fultz is coming into form. He just had a 16-point game, but he did have a 31-point game. But he is iffy. And contrary to this Green saying that it's a good matchup, I think Pat Bev and Avery Bradley are gonna contain Markelle Fultz tomorrow. I'm not in a rush to go there. So JJ Redick is interesting. Again, guards against the Clippers is just something I don't like to do. People do it and they're successful doing it. I just don't like to do it. Someone that I do like though is Covington, and he's on the wings. I prefer to attack Clippers on the wings. And on the season, he's averaging 6 times value for his price. That's what I look for. He showed some 40-point upside. Yeah, I like it. Although he did display a floor of about 15 here, this game was a blowout. He played 29 minutes. That's the least amount of minutes that he's played all season. In another game here, he played 29 minutes. He still got us to the finish line. And in this Boston game was a blowout. He shot the ball poorly. So I'm comfortable having Robert Covington as the first person that I pull over, just based on my system. You know, I don't love the guy, but he is a hustler. He plays defense. He can hit the three. He'll get a couple of rebounds, some defensive stats. He'll score. And he plays minutes. And his team looks for him more than not. It looked like they were more into Saric, but Saric been struggling, so they've been feeding him. He's like the third guy outside of Ben Simmons and Embiid. So I'm comfortable paying 5-4 for Covington. My first value play is Muscala. I do like Muscala here. For 3K, he's averaging about 17. That's not too bad. He got some 20-point upside. He's going to get minutes in the teens. Again, against the Clippers, who does not have a rebounding presence. So I think the rebounding numbers will be there for him. And they don't have any defense on the inside. Maybe Montrez, because he's coming off the bench. Montrez coming off the bench. So you could say Montrez will probably keep him at bay. I don't know, but I know Gortat and the Giant, what's his name? The big, tall, goofy guy. They're not defenders. So if you're telling me 3K for a guy that's going to get about 20 minutes off the bench, and I don't think I'm going to go there, but I do like his value tomorrow. I think he's in a good spot. His minutes are guaranteed. He's been getting consistent minutes off the bench. And Embiid, I kind of spoke about him with Ben Simmons. He's in a good spot. A team with no rebounding presence. They could just feed Embiid all game. He's going to have a field day down there. I see him putting up about 30 points tomorrow. Similar line to this, 30 points, maybe a little more rebounds. So I do like Embiid. I think Embiid is in a good spot. Clippers, he's just expensive, so I'm not ready to lock him in, but I think he's in a good spot. Lou Will comes off the bench for 5K. I don't pay 5K for bench players. I don't need to say much. But if he catch fire, we know that he can go off. I just don't pay 5K for people coming off the bench. Pat Bev and these guys are just defenders. They're not going to contribute on the offensive. And if they do, it's rare. I'm not going to hope and cross my fingers for it. Tobias Harris, his price just keeps going up, and rightfully so. I mean, he just had a 24-point game, and his price stays where it is. I'd rather go Gallo. If I'm going to take somebody on the wings in this game, I'm going to take Gallo. But Robert Covington defense is really good, so I'm going to avoid Gallo here today as well. But mid-30s is where Gallinari tends to live. 35. Then he got some 20s in there, some 30s. Let's look at the matchups, though. Let's see who they played, right? Denver on the wings could be a little bit iffy, but they play good team defense. All right, OKC, he dropped 35 on Paul George. That's pretty impressive. Houston is in disarray. New Orleans don't play defense like that. And even in 21 minutes, he still put up 25. That was a blowout. This is another game where it was a blowout. He shot the ball poor. And then in close games, again, he tends to get you into the 30s. So he's not a bad play. He's my favorite Clipper, if anything. All right. Harrell for 5K, I probably won't go there. He had 2 games in the 40s, but other than that, teens and 20s. I think the Harrell train has to slow down a little bit. I'm not really intrigued by it. Gortat and these guys are straight bums. I'm not messing with none of them at all. Let's keep it going. Atlanta versus Sacramento. Atlanta. Trae Young, 7K. I mean, point guards has been eaten against Sacramento, but I'm not a Trae Young guy. I'm really staying away from these overpriced rookies for right now. My boy Gabe Santana had to open my eyes. Like, it's really not worth it. Well, we got veterans that's proven that's NBA ready. Why we gotta go chasing 7K Trae Young? I'm not into that tomorrow. I'm just good. Plus, he went off for a couple of games and he just slowed down. So I don't see the need to go there. 6K Bazemore, I'm not really interested in that, honestly. 7K Taurean Prince, it's just not my speed. I don't like anything. If anything, I do like Len, only because all right, so I guess Spellman is involved and he's getting minutes in the 20s. So it's a 3-man rotation between power forward. I think I read something that Anderson is gonna play, or he's probable of something of that nature. So if that's a fact, then that might affect Dedmon and Len. So I don't know, but I do like Len against Sacramento. Whiteside and everybody else that plays against Sacramento showed some big games. But the fact that he went to Chicago and he couldn't do anything, that worries me. Again, Cleveland gives it up to the bigs. So Jokic tomorrow, if you want to go there, go for it. But yeah, I'm not in a rush to mess with this guy, Len, either. I'm just not interested. So far this slate, nothing screams at me. But I know in Sacramento, there's a lot of players that scream at me who's been consistent, who are going to be very high on tomorrow, which is going to kind of turn me off. But I think I'm still going to stick to them because they've been too consistent. Let's check them out. D Fox 6'7" is not a bad play. He's averaging 6 times about for this season. He just had a 25-point night. I guess his assist numbers weren't that great. I'm not pressed to play D Fox. I'm just not into that. He's too up and down. He's not consistent, and he has teammates who has been emerging. And on an NBA team, when you start to prove yourself that you're ready and you're making your team win, because Sacramento is a playoff team at this current time, and it's not because of Fox. So the coaches are going to pay attention to the guys that's taking them to the W. And Fox hasn't been one of those guys. So for that, I will use caution. Buddy Hield price went up because of his recent production. Shumpert might play tomorrow. So that's something to kind of watch because he was ruled out Tuesday for rest. So that means, yeah, he'll be back. So let me see. He played the 29, 26, and 23. Let's see what happens when he plays with Buddy Hield. 29, 47, 26, 32, 24. So the game that he missed, he got 40s. The game he played, he still got 40s. And then Washington, Memphis, 40s, 40s. So I think Buddy Hield is emerging. And he's definitely, I mean, from what he did last night, you could call it a chase, but I'm on it, man. I'm all for it. I might stack this whole team. I'm not going to lie. I'm really impressed by what I've been seeing from these guys. Bjelica, same thing. All right. 30, look, 40, 40, 50, 40. He's only 6K. Come on. I mean, he had like a couple games where he kind of struggled, but seriously, this is what you want. And the thing about Bjelica is he dropped 40, and that game he did nothing in the first half. All this was in the second half because I remember that I had him on my team, and I'm like, damn, I picked Bjelica. He's doing nothing. And then right after halftime, this man came out and took his team to the W. So I'm going right back. I'm going for you. If his hand's hot, then why not? If his hand's hot, why not? I have no reason not to play him. And then Cauley Stein, same story. I mean, he's a little bit more expensive. Orlando, he kind of settled out. I don't know. Oh, he didn't score in the 20s, but he doesn't have to because we see here he got 7 assists. So this is another guy. He can attack you from so many different angles. He'll get you rebounds and maybe score a little bit, or he'll score a lot of it and still get you rebounds. He got double-digit rebounds in 4 games in a row. I don't see why that does not continue. And he's not even getting that many minutes. He only played 30 minutes, so he's doing it very efficiently. All right, so if he gets more minutes, and he wasn't in foul trouble, so I don't know. Maybe Vucevic got the best of him. But I don't see Alex Len getting the best of him. But Dedmon, if he comes out and gets it going and they put Dedmon on him, that might be an issue a little bit. But give me all these Sacramento players, man. I'll take a nice, smooth, calm Sacramento stat. I like all those players. Even the bench. If Shumpert play, you got to give Shumpert a look. Shumpert's only 3K on this season. He's averaging 6 times that. He had a couple of rough games, 9 and 11, but other than that, 23, 46. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Shumpert. He seems to be a little bit up and down. But when he gets it going, and he's not a guy that he's a little up there in age for one. He's not the go-to for his team like that. I mean, he does get some starts. I don't know if they're going to start him with their starting lineup doing so well. They might just stick to what's been working. But they did start him before. I just don't see the need, the urgency to jump on some Shumpert. All right. Let me see what y'all talking about, though. Bro, been watching your videos since last week. Thank you. Dropped 324 tonight. Albert Espino, you're welcome, man. If I could help somebody win $1, that's what this is about. Congrats. Yes, sir. Muscala, best game was that revenge game. Yeah, I don't know. I love Sacramento. Me too. Atlanta's all priced up. Bembry maybe. I'll check him out, but again, what's his skill set? I'm not impressed by his game to throw him into my lineup like that. I don't think they're gonna cut into Hill too much. He's solid. Look like he did. Yeah, he looks like the Oklahoma Hill. I agree. Let's keep it going. Boston versus Milwaukee. Kyrie Irving, with Giannis back, I don't think he's gonna force his way into the lane like he did the other day. The other day he thrived in the lane against Detroit, which, I mean, Drummond and AD supposed to be holding it down. I mean, he did well, and that's all I can say. But he's almost 8K now. I'm not gonna pay that for Kyrie Irving because he had a good game. He dropped 30 points. I don't know him for dropping 30 points on a nightly basis. And because of one good game, they decided to hike his price from 7K to 7,700, almost 8K. And it's a tougher matchup, arguably. So I don't get the logic there. I don't know. I'm just not gonna go there. I'm not interested in that. Terry Rozier off the bench. Oh, Jaylen Brown is questionable. What's going on with him? Sore right foot. So if he does not play, what does that mean for me from a DFS point of view? It means that Marcus Smart probably get thrown into the starting lineup, right? I don't think I'll jump on that either. I don't think I'll jump on Marcus Smart. Here he played 28 minutes. He got 23. Yeah, I'm not gonna jump on that. I let the whole internet hype that up, but I won't do it. It means Tatum got to do a little more, right? A 6K Tatum could be interesting, but he got to see some Middleton, and that worries me just a little bit. Just a little bit. The guy that I do like, though, is Marcus Morris. And I'll probably play him tomorrow just to keep my lineup balanced. He's averaging 27, which is somewhere between 5 and 6 times value. But the last 3 games been. I don't really like to chase when a guy got 3 games hitting 6 times value because they're due for a night off. These guys are human and it happens. So I don't really want to say, okay, he's hot. But if you're telling me Jaylen Brown's not going to play or he's a little hurt, so I really don't think they're going to play him. And he has the slightest boost in usage coming off the bench, getting a little bit more minutes and what he's been doing recently. That's the type of stuff that I like. That's the type of stuff that I'm interested in. So give me some Marcus Morris right there. I'll take it. And then Al Horford, same story. I don't mind throwing some Al Horford in my lineup for 6K. I think that's kind of cheap for him. He has been a little bit sucky, barely in the 30s. Let's see what good matchups. So in Oklahoma, he did well. Where else? Toronto. Yeah, so he's hit or miss. I'm not super excited about it. Milwaukee, 6K Bledsoe. I think you could sign me up for some of that. For sure. I think you sign me up for some of that. He's been kind of pissing people off, to be honest. But he did play Toronto and no Giannis, and we thought he would do better. But bigger than him, the guy that I really like is another starter who's been super consistent for 6 times value. I mean, like every game, almost 26, 24. He had a couple in the teens, 20s for the most part. It's Brogdon. I'm not opposed to some Brogdon at all. Giannis 11K. I'll probably stay away from that. I'm not in a big time pay up guy tonight. Middleton for 7K though is interesting. We'll need low 40s from him. And I think he'll get us there with Giannis back. It seems like without Giannis, he's not the same Middleton. I'm not gonna lock him in yet. Let me see what else the slate got in this Portland New Orleans game. I'm a big fan of Drew Holiday. I think I'm gonna finish up my lineup on that game right there with some Mirotic and them boys. I've been balling so consistently. So let's see what the lineup what it does for us. But Giannis is good. Middleton is good. I like the cheapest guy in Brogdon. I might not even play him, but I like him. That's it. That's it. So let's check out the late night slammer. I do work tomorrow night. Finally go back to work. So I'll be at work for this late night game, but let's see. Let's see what Portland has to offer us. Damian Lillard for 10K is a no thank you, please. I mean, I get it. Guards against New Orleans is a thing, and New Orleans is expected to come out and get ahead. And when playing from behind, that's when Damian Lillard thrives. So maybe some Damian Lillard. I could see why you guys say that he's gonna thrive, because that's what I've noticed. He's the type of guy that be down and just will his team back in. And I don't think that New Orleans got an answer for him when he gets upset and angry and ready to go off. So we see that in the Miami game, Orlando game, I know they were behind, and that's when he had a big second half. The Washington game was close. He had a big night. This game was a blowout. So I can understand why you say Lillard is in a good spot. I encourage it. I think it's a good play. But for a couple $100 more, I can get Westbrook. And that alone just makes me feel like just stay away from that 10K tag. And I'm gonna. All right, because what? I start throwing him in, and then I miss out on some nice plays on the other side. But let's keep going. CJ McCollum, I just don't do that. I'm not into that. He's yet to hit, mid-30s. Just not into that. I'm not into talk like this. Not for me. Stauskas, you just got to get him on the right night. It's rolling dice. If you get him on the right night, he'll do good for you. He'll get you into the 20s. If you get him on a bad night, you'll get 7 points coming off the bench. So be very careful. All right. Evan Turner been getting some starts. Same story. You'll get 20s. Seems like you'll get it pretty consistent. He had an off night where he didn't have to do much because Houston sucks, but the upside is limited. I'm not big on Evan Turner tomorrow. Aminu. Nah. A lot of people like this Collins kid, and rightfully so. He's consistent in the 20s. And go for it. I mean, if you feel like you want to do it, go. Nurkic. 6K Nurkic. That one I got to take a deep breath, because Nurkic don't always get the minutes, man. He don't always get the minutes. I'm assuming that they're going to need his offense tomorrow, because you got to look at game flow, right? Some games you need more defense. Some games you need more offense. And I get it. You're going to need – I don't think AD is going to play tomorrow. His elbow, I guess, got a little bit re-aggravated. But even if he does or don't, let's just say that 6K Nurkic. How do I feel about that? Yeah, I don't think I'm pressed to play that. I don't think I'm pressed to play that. Yeah, I'm not in a rush to go there and pay that price for him. And I'm telling you, he's going to be pretty popular because of that price. But I don't know. I will have to do it comfortably. I'll check out New Orleans prices, see how it fits into my lineup. Try to make a decision. But yeah, I'm not really pressed to jump on that bandwagon right away. Just not. What did Julius Randle do today? I'm very interested in Julius Randle coming off the bench, man. That guy is a beast. What? I know I'm going to pay up for bench players, but I think for Julius Randle, I might make an exception. What he did today? Just you. He must not have did too well. I don't see him up on the top. 26. He had a double-double, 23 minutes. Yeah, let me stay away from them bench players, man. But he's a beast. I like his game. The skill set's there, the athleticism and the grind. That's what I look for. But I don't know, a little expensive off the bench. Let's check out New Orleans, man. Might as well just lock in Drew Holiday. I don't care what he costs, who he's playing. Love Drew Holiday. He's so consistent.
He's just going to have big game after big game. There's no Elfrid Payton. That's even more reason to play Drew Holiday. I don't have to sit here and convince you guys that Drew Holiday is a good play. I think you guys already know. Drew Holiday is a good play. I'm going to take out Brogdon for now and put Drew Holiday. Drew. That's my point guard. That's the dogs for sure. I like Drew. She's a player that I go to more than not, and he very seldom disappoints me. So I'm just gonna keep riding that train. Each one more role players. Sign me up for some Nikola Mirotic. Sign me up for some of that tomorrow. I'm gonna come off thing real quick. Sign me up for Mirotic tomorrow. All right. Sign me up for some Mirotic. And who else do I like on this team? You know, this kid coming off the bench is pretty good, right? This Tim Frazier kid. I wonder what he did today. I like Tim Frazier with no elf in for 3,400. I think I could mess with some of that tomorrow and see what I get to fit in my lineup with that value. Especially that I have Drew coming off of a back-to-back. I like to pair him up. What did this Tim Frazier kid do today? I don't see him on this little list. Probably down in the teens somewhere. Or did he do that bad? Hold on. Oh, here he is. It's 12 points. Yikes. What he's been doing, though. 12 points, 12, 17. Yeah. That sucks. I do like the kid, but those numbers do not impress me. Eaton Clark does not impress me. Just going to just keep it balanced. I was thinking about throwing in some Tim Frazier and see if I get somebody for 7K, but I'm just going to keep it balanced. Anthony Davis is always good, of course, but he's a little banged up, and it showed. It showed tonight. It definitely did. So stay away from that. And let's get Morris back in there because nobody else screams at me. Boom. And then we got something, a little change for a guard. Let's see who I want. Any of my guards could play forward. Buddy Hield plays. Or any of my forwards could play guard. No, so I need a guard. Let me see what I'll do. Rodney Hood is a no thank you. I don't know. Who they playing though? Denver? Rodney Hood. Had a couple games. We gonna chase that? Let's see. He took 13 shots here, Atlanta. And he did it against pretty tough Indiana defense. Or maybe not, because Tim Hardaway Jr. lit their ass up today. Yeah, I don't 3 steals, 26 points here. But here's 17. Nah. There's nothing that could make me put Rodney Hood in my lineup. Sorry. Be honest, I don't know what to do here. The way I feel, I'll throw Brogdon back in there and just take the L's. $800. Sometimes you got to do that. This type of slates where you got all the players that you love. 5,900. Let me see if I could upgrade Marcus. Or I could upgrade Marcus Morris and take the risk with Nurkic. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I think that's it. I mean, I don't love him, but I don't hate him. I think if he gets the minutes, we know that what he can do. Playing a team coming off of a back-to-back, and a lot of bigs seems to do well down there in the paint against these guys. They'll need his aggressiveness. Hopefully he doesn't get into foul trouble because a lot of bigs do. Let's see what teams, when they go big. They have to go big for Capella. Indiana, not so much. Miami, they should have went big for some Whiteside. I don't know what that's about. Orlando's Vucevic. Washington, they don't have to go big, but he's still 8. So I don't know. I'll risk it. Just because it fits comfortably in my lineup, I'm not taking too much risk to get him in. And I like everybody else in my lineup. All right. I'd rather Brogdon and I take Brogdon against Boston. Brogdon, super safe. He's gonna get his minutes. And I don't think Brogdon to be the reason why I'm pissed at myself tomorrow. Let me see what else they got going on for guards in that little area though. Each one more. Call it a game stat. I'd rather Brogdon, I think. I'd rather Brogdon. That's my lineup, man. That's what I'm gonna run tomorrow. Let me see what stat correction did to me. Oh, they paid me some more. Check this out. Stat correction put a little more ching in my paqueto. I like it. Another little $20. So it was a good night. It was a good night. That's my breakdown, guys. That's my lineup. So let me see what you guys saying before I get out of here, man. Boston's another example of too many options. I agree. And a 5K bench player is not something that I normally like, but just his recent history has been good. But it's a game flow kind of thing, you know. And they might be without Jaylen Brown, so he might get a little extra run. So I'm not against it. But if I could take the starter and Brogdon and it fits comfortably, and then I get a Nurkic with some 40-point upside, then I think that's a good idea. I like it. We defending that undrafted record. True builder. Nuggets another example of too many good players with usage. Yeah. I can't seem to win with Bledsoe. I hear you. Middleton kills Boston. I don't mind Middleton, but that price is kind of worrisome. If I pay $7K and get 35 from him again, that's 5 times and I get it. But what's the real upside? We're going to get a 50-point night from Middleton? I mean, that's Gabe Santana boy, so I know he'll be all over Middleton tomorrow. But I like my lineup, how I got it right now. But we all know what's going to happen, right? We're going to wake up and hear that Buddy Hield rest or some weird stuff, whatever. I just think if Rubio can get 50-something against Eno, the sky's the limit for Dame. I get it. I'm just not paying $10K for that when I can have a nice balanced lineup with a lot of people that can give me 40 and plus. Why am I going to lopside my lineup just to fit one single player in my lineup? That's what's been hurting a lot of people. They go, oh, this is Dame night. So the first thing they do, they click Dame. Then they say, all right, now I'm going to build the rest of my lineup. And then they trying to fit all these pieces and they taking risks when you don't have to. You could make a lineup so comfortably without the risks and have a good night. So keep that in mind, man, when you are here chasing waterfalls. Amino and Collins are the plays. Yeah, they role players. I don't have too many role players in my lineup, do I? I think I got a nice balanced line. I don't want them. I don't like they roll too much, but they're good. They were good, solid. Never Amino and Nurk and Cash. Yeah, strictly 20 plays. I mean, Nurkic, I didn't love him, but he fit very comfortably in my lineup. And it'd be those be the plays that go off for you sometimes, right? If 80 is out, I'll play Holiday and Mirotic with sack players and pass on Dame. If 80 is playing, I might not want to pay up for them. I'm playing them too regardless, guy. Regardless. Because I done seen 80 hit 70. Drew Holiday will have 40 that same game. And Mirotic will have 50 that same game. Because that's the team. Who else is shooting? You know what I mean? What's his name? Might get a couple shots up. What's his name? What's the dude name? The 2-man that starts for them. He gets a little shots here and there. But other than that, let me tell you his name right now. Eton Moore might get a couple shots up. But other than that, it's Mirotic, Drew, and AD. And them other guys are just playing defense. So I am not afraid to run all 3 in a lineup if I could afford it. I'll run all 3, honestly. 4 players take 80-plus shots for the Pelicans every game. Don't sleep. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you took it right out of my mouth. All of them can hit value on the same night. They do it consistently. If you think Shumpert gets over 20 minutes, Hill hasn't hit 5 times value on that salary, 3 times out of 4. I'm on Hill and B. Helixa. I'm paying those 2 up. All right. And then I'm throwing even some Willie Cauley in there. I'm stacking those 3 for the Sacramento, and I'm stacking Drew Holiday and Mirotic. That's like my core of my lineup. I love it. I love it. 5.9 Nurk is a good gamble. I agree. I feel the same way, bro. I have to draft a player with a 4th and 5th pick for draft. I need your help. Giannis, AD, and Russ will be the first 3 picks. I don't know how draft works. See, when I pick players, it's more than just picking a player. You got to do a strategy. And my advice would be useless to you, Hamza. I don't want to just tell you, who do I go? 2 guards, 2 forwards, and 1 center. I can't. I really, out of these 3, if I had to pick one, AD's a little hurt. I don't know. Again, I like to give quality advice, man. I don't know how draft works. I don't know. I can't. It's tough for me to give you advice, honestly. I think you're right on Jordan Miritich. I am right. Fox, Holiday, Covington, Aminu, Jokic, Morris, Osman, and Carly Sign. I like it. Embiid and Paul George, or should I go Simmons over George? I will go Simmons over George if I had to pick one. Definitely Simmons over George. Embiid and Simmons is a very good stat because that's pretty much the person that's going to have the ball in their hand at all times. If Covington and any of these other guys get a shot up, it's only because they were open, or like Simmons drove and got caught up and he pitched it out, and then Covington got a 3 up. Covington gets his on the defensive, the open threes, the rebounds, that type of stuff. So I would definitely say stack up the 2, number 1 and number 2 options. Definitely. 50 stat. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Something just came to my mind before I wrap things up. I want to see something. What's this? Oh, import my lineup real quick. I do have Covington, right? I'm wondering, how much does Covington cost? $5,400. I'm wondering if I'd rather Covington or Morris. I like Morris, man. He's been so consistent. But Covington starts. Yeah, my system says Covington. For one, Covington starts. They'll get you a similar line. Go with the starter, right? That's going to get more minutes. I'm going to stick to it. That's my lineup. Any other questions, comments, suggestions, concerns, complaints before I get out of here? If you can only play one, Bjelica or Hield, I'm going to go Bjelica. Only because they'll give you similar lines, but Bjelica can do more. Bjelica get you rebounds. He'll get you blocks. He'll get you steals. He'll score. He'll hit threes. I'm more into Bjelica than Hield if I had to pick one. Hield outscored him the other day, but for safety, considering safety, I would say Bjelica over Hield. That's just me. That's how I feel. All right, guys, it was a pleasure chopping it up with you. I'm in good spirits. Back in the green, even though I'm disappointed. I doubt that I'll change. If no news drop that affects my players directly, I doubt that I'm going to change that line that I just built. I say that now, but you know how DFS is. This thing will drive you crazy. I'm out of here, man. Peace.